Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop. I have some announcements to make and some news, some good news and some bad news. But first, I have something I want to make really quick that's going to be pretty simple. So let me bring you into the lathe and show you what we'll be doing. So this here is the shift knob off of my 64 F100. It's seen some use. I imagine it's the original one from 56 years ago, 57 years ago, and she's a little cracked. I'm going to keep this, maybe make a little display for it, but I would like something a little bit nicer. Maybe not nicer, but something that's not cracked. I'd like to just make a little shift knob. And for that, a while ago, I forged out this little block of steel. I don't remember what it was for, but it has my logo on it, and it's square, and I think I might have actually forged this with the intention of making it into a shift knob, but just never did. So I'm going to chuck this up into the forge jaw, put a hole in it, thread it for the thread. I think it's a 3/8 inch fine thread. I'll have to check that. And then the other side, I'm going to face it, and I'll actually stamp on the shift pattern, just cause. So I'll get this guy in the chuck. Well, that turned out alright, I suppose. I'm not going to finish it or anything. We'll just let the friction the friction from my hands and the slow marching of time finish it. So, put that in my truck. Hopefully this thing isn't heavy enough to slam my truck out of gear whenever I hit the brakes. But honestly, if it does that, that's just one less thing I gotta do when I gotta stop or take a turn. Now on to the news. Good news, I have my license now. I've had my license since October 5th. I mentioned that in my last video. It's going to be huge, and not only that, but I've gone and applied to a couple of local shops. I actually went in and ran some test parts to a shop that's pretty local that has a lot of, it's a complete manual machine shop, job shop, lots of food processing work, stainless, mild steel, things like that. Lots of lathe work and some mill work. All stuff I've done before. They're in the process. I might get hired there, I might not. It all depends on their budget. They said that if they have the budget, they will hire me. So I'm pretty excited for that. That's going to mean that I'm going to be able to invest more in my shop, invest more in a lot of things, and get a lot more experience. And the other thing is Daisy, the shop dog, who had some health complications in the last video. We had to put her down last Wednesday, October 20th. We took her in. She was having some issues. We thought she was constipated, but what it was a massive tumor in her bladder that actually took up so much room it was squishing her organs against her spine. It grew very, very quickly in just a couple of days. I think that's because the medicine the doctor gave her suppressed her immune system. I went in, took her in on the 5th. Took her in on the 5th, or not the 5th, the Friday. Took her in on the previous Friday. They gave her some medicine that suppressed her immune system. The tumor just grew so quickly. I thought it was something else, but It was very unexpected. She was by my side for many, many years, but she was depressed for a while and she didn't have a lot to do. She was very down. If I had taken a job and had to leave her home, it wouldn't have been good for her. If she had to go through chemotherapy to remove the tumor, like her sister did, when her sister went through chemotherapy, it was me, Daisy, and her. Me, Daisy, and Roxy. If it was just me and Daisy, it wouldn't have been ideal. I don't think I could have gone through that again. They were both with me for a very big chunk of my life. And I don't think I can put into words how much of a loss it was, because there were times in my life when I was very, very depressed. I don't like to get into personal things on this channel too much, but I will admit that there was a time in my life when I was very, very depressed, didn't have a lot to live for or look forward to, and those dogs were really what pulled me through, because wanting a better life for them, wanting fields of green and forest and somewhere that was nice and quiet, away from the home life I have, that's what I wanted for them. And that's a big reason why I kind of buckled down a bunch with a lot of my machining and trying to take on more jobs, trying to expand my skill set, because that was the quickest and easiest and best way for me to save up and buy some land and move away. And that's still my plan now. This shop that I am in now, it's a good sized shop, but it's not just me. This is actually my parents' shop, and I can only use so much space. Really the only thing I could fit in here besides the K&T and the tools I have now, hacksaw and all that, is probably one maybe 16 by 54 inch lathe. And beyond that, I'm really stifled here, really handicapped. So I'm excited for the new job. If they don't end up hiring me, there's a couple of other shops that show a great amount of promise that I'll go in and apply to. My plan now, I'm going to be making more videos, hopefully on some more interesting things, especially with having a job. I'll be able to get more tooling and put out more content, because at the moment, if I sit there and use a couple of end mills, that's a couple of end mills I don't have for other jobs, and I don't have the money to replace those end mills, especially those bunch I broke in the last video. But with a job that will be remedied mostly. I have very few bills at the moment. I'm very blessed in many ways. I'll be going on some trips, hopefully going down and meeting with going to certain places that I want to go to in Washington and Oregon, and also meeting some machinists and blacksmiths and kind, friendly people that appreciate the things that I do and whose work I also appreciate. Hopefully also buying some good quality tools from some of these people. So if you enjoyed this video, this rambling video shot late at night, please like and subscribe, and look forward to future videos.